behind you, a WNBA team officially coming to the Bay Area in 2025. Just how big is that both for women's basketball and also the Bay Area?
Yeah, it's great news. I know it's been something that's we've talked about internally here for a few years, and this is such a basketball hotbed already, and a place that it really is going to embrace women's basketball. So great idea. I'm so happy that it's happening, and excited to see where it goes from here.
Hi, Steve. Michelle Smith. The league, how much have you paid attention to the WNBA through the years and the growth of the league, the quality of the play?
Yeah, I've watched quite a bit. It's the quality of play has just dramatically improved over the last decade, and there was a series 2 years ago between the Mercury and the Storm that was just every game was going down the stretch. It was incredible shot making, so much talent on the floor, and for me that was a series where it just kind of captured me, and I started watching. I know a lot of people in the WNBA. I've been watching the Liberty. Sandy and I have become friends, and we've kind of compared notes from a coaching standpoint. I know a lot of the Phoenix people. Obviously, Nick Uren now heading over there to run the operation. But even before that, from my days in Phoenix, I got to know Diana Taurasi pretty well, and Penny Taylor, and so I've always kind of kept my eye on it, but the last few years, I've really enjoyed the quality of play, and so I'll be watching the finals, when it starts up.
As a quick follow-up, does that track for you with the timing being right for the Warriors to take a team, and just in terms of that, quality of play and the increased visibility of the team?
Yeah. I mean, it's. I think it's great timing. Given the level of interest in the sport here in the Bay, and the level of play, and the quality of the women's game. I think if I'm not mistaken, the Iowa LSU final was the highest rate. I think 10 million viewers. Highest rated sporting event in our history and for women, and so the combination of the game getting so much better and more popular, and then the league coming to the Bay Area. It's great timing.
Hi. Joe got a little bit emotional after we talked to him kind of behind the scenes about just his love of Tara Vanderveer and how his love of women's basketball kind of started maybe the 1996 Atlanta Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
Did you kind of know this side of Joe? I haven't seen him emotional very, very many times, but we all love Tara. But
yeah.
Did you know?
I know that Joe is very passionate about Stanford sports, and I know he's gone to plenty of Tara's games down there, and I know how excited he is to bring the WNBA here. We talked about it a couple times over the last couple weeks, so it's great. I mean, I also heard that he guaranteed a championship within 5 years. So, it's Joe is passionate about the sport. I mean, what year did he buy the Warriors? Was it 09, 08, somewhere in there? 10. Yeah, he did deliver. That's right. So, yeah. But you just think about the Warriors' fortunes changed the second Joe bought the team and said, we're going to win in 5 years. I mean, because he delivered every resource to strengthen the organization at every level. And so the commitment he's going to make for the WNBA team will be, obviously there are guidelines as to how much you can spend on payroll, but he's going to make sure this is a first-class operation because that's what Joe does, and that's really exciting. I think the fans are going to love it, and I think we will enjoy it too, being organizationally, just having a new group of people coming in with, similar goals, but maybe a different way of doing things, I think be a good learning opportunity, a good growth opportunity for our organization too.
And the Oakland facility is
Yeah.
so beautiful.
Yeah.
Put it in all the new 360 technology for camps, and how pleased are you just to have that group headquartered over there?
Yeah.
It means a lot to the city that's gone through.
Yeah. Yeah. It's great that they'll be practicing in Oakland. There'll be a true Bay Area team. That facility's fantastic. I wouldn't mind practicing over there once in a while myself with our team, but it's great that it'll be used. I know it's used for camps now and a few other things, but it's great that it'll be used, all season for them.
As a true Bay Area team, do you have any hopeful names as we see what the team name is going to be?
We've been discussing that downstairs, what the name will be, and I'm gonna leave that to the experts.
One non-WNBA question. With Kevon, we know that he's doesn't need to be always the loudest speaker, with also being such a big leader for you guys. With somebody like Andre gone, do you see him maybe being more vocal, or does his role there kind of stay the same for Kevon?
No, he's, Loon is Loon. He's not all of a sudden going to start talking just because Andre's gone. Remember, Draymond's still here. So, but I think what makes Loon so respected in the locker room is it's his actions day in and day out. He's just, I think I've said this, he's a metronome, it's just every day. It's just, there's a rhythm to his routine, and it's so consistent. And he's put in so much work over the years that the guys, they love him and respect him. And every once in a while he will say something, but, when he says something, it's very meaningful.
Probably not top of mind. You're immersed in training camp stuff, but today Joel Embiid gave his commitment to Team USA, and then on media day around the league, you saw so many big name guys kind of give their commitment and desire to play for Team USA. As the coach, how encouraging is that, just to see these guys want to play in Paris next year?
Yeah, I couldn't be more excited about Joel's decision. We talked last year, both meetings in Philadelphia and here, where we're kind of recruiting him, and I was hoping that he would decide to play for us, and so Grant gave me the news, and so hearing the news was great, and I'm really thrilled to have Joel aboard, and then the rest of the team will take shape as Grant and Sean Ford kind of lead that process, and it's exciting to see where it all goes.
How much have you talked with Rick so far already about how to attack, rest, and just management of these guys?
We follow the performance staff's recommendations on how hard to practice every day. They're monitoring everything with the players, and they work with a lot of data, a lot of research. So, for example, the first 2 days were long, difficult practices. Today was much lighter. That's all by design. So, as coaches, we're trying to figure out what we need to go through, and the performance staff is figuring out how hard we're going to run the guys. So, it's all a collaboration, but we really lean on their knowledge, their expertise on managing the players' output.
You commented a few times about how good a shape some of the guys are in. How different is that maybe than recent past years? I know last year you're coming off a title, but it does seem like they really, maybe everybody kind of ramped it up earlier this year.
Well, yeah, I think losing earlier means this is longer summer. It means you're also maybe a little more motivated. Human nature, maybe last summer we let our guard down, and this past summer, guys up and down the roster really came in great shape and ready to go. So it's great to see.
I mean, does that allow you, even in the preseason, but in the opener, to get guys' minute totals up quicker? And I mean, do you plan on Saturday obviously you're not going to have a full regular season rotation, but to, guys play pretty decent minutes?
I don't anticipate guys playing heavy minutes. You play an exhibition game after 5 practices. To me, it's too early, but this is what we do, so we'll ease guys in. I would much prefer to have 10 days of camp before we played a real game, but it's fine, so we just adapt accordingly, and I don't anticipate any of our main guys playing heavy minutes.
Steve, how much fun is it just these early days seeing Chris Paul and Steph kind of go at it? I know it's not the same dynamic we were treated with, watching Katie and Steph, but it's still pretty neat to see 2 veterans sort of
It's actually
battling.
it's very similar to watching Steph and Kevin, just because you're looking at these Hall of Famers, some of the all-time greats, literally working out together and collaborating on their workouts. And Chris is he's such a hooper. I mean, he loves the game so much. I mean, every film session he's engaged, every drill. He's got so much experience and knowledge from his own playing career, and people who have influenced him and coached him. So he's got great thoughts, and when he and Steph are collaborating in their drill work, it's pretty special.
I didn't want to compare them exactly, but do you ever still pinch yourself? I mean, I'm coaching.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat.
I mean, no, every day. Okay. I mean, to have, to come into the NBA, and my first job, coach Steph Curry, and then, and Clay and Andre and these guys, and then a couple of years later, Kevin Durant shows up, and it's like, but I feel like that's all offset because I have to work with Raymond, and so it's like there's some give and take, that life is a balance, you can't have it all.
Raymond looked pretty good with the WNBA ball in his hands today. If you want to, trade him over there.
How do you, you guys obviously play like a flowing style, but how do you envision point guard, ball handling type duties being split up when you have lineups that it's not just Steph, Chris, but, Draymond out there too?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's one of the key things to observe and to help develop, during the early part of the season. With right now, without Draymond, Chris and Steph are really easily joining together and sharing ball handling duties. Chris is such a smart player. If Steph has it, he knows exactly what to do, and he's a great screen setter. And so I think those guys will fit together really easily. When Draymond is on the floor with them, Chris has already talked about it. He wants Draymond pushing the ball, and he's talked about, I got to run the wings. I can't lag back and ask for the outlet. I've got to run the wings, and because one of the best things we do is when Draymond pushes the ball. He's got a speed advantage over his opponent. You get shooting on the perimeter. We want Draymond pushing, and Chris is well aware of that. The main thing is Chris is such a smart player that he's played against us a lot, and he knows our idiosyncrasies and strengths and weaknesses, and so he's already examining all that and fitting in well.